Thanks, Jane. You're watching South East Today. Our top story tonight. We hear an apology from Kent Police for missing valuable opportunities to stop Wayne Couzens before he went on to murder. And what happened to British aviator Amy Johnson? A Kent museum snaps up a piece of the wreckage of her plane at auction. Welcome to the programme. I'm Ellie Crisell. Kent Police has apologised for failing to properly investigate when Wayne Couzens was reported for a number of incidents of indecent exposure in the years before he killed Sarah Everard. Couzens, a former Met officer who lived in Deal, was later given a whole life sentence for abducting, raping and murdering the 32-year-old in 2021. An inquiry report released today says three forces, Kent, the Civil Nuclear Constabulary and the Met, failed to spot red flags about his unsuitability for office. Our investigations reporter Josie Hannett has been speaking to the Deputy Chief Constable of Kent Police.
Sarah Everard's story was one that shocked the nation. It rocked our communities in Kent. A 33-year-old woman kidnapped off the streets of London by a man in a position of power, serving Metropolitan Police Officer Wayne Couzens. Her body was found days later in Woodland in Great Chart near Ashford. Today, an inquiry found he should never have been able to become a police officer. He joined Kent Police as a special constable in 2006 and failed the vetting process for a promotion in 2008 because he was in debt, but he was allowed to stay in his position.
I don't think he should have been allowed to carry on his employment. We can't change that was allowed to occur. I suspect at the time there was a different standard because there was a more limited nature of the work that our special constables carry out. I said that has changed pretty fundamentally now, and our special constabulary is a really expert specialist outfit in its own right, and therefore they are subject to the same rigorous vetting and checking that our regular officers would. The same incident could not occur today.
He left Kent Police in 2010 but stayed living in Deal. A number of alleged incidents of indecent exposure were reported to Kent Police in the years leading up to Sarah's death. One in Dover in 2015, another in Deal in 2020, but police took no further action.
It was an inadequate investigation. Lines of inquiry were not followed up. It's unacceptable, and I can't duck that issue. It's a matter of great personal regret that a more thorough approach wasn't taken. We let down the victims at the time and more widely victims, and for that I offer my personal apology.
It feels like there were multiple times where Wayne Couzens could have been caught. It could have stopped him in his tracks. It could have stopped him being a police officer. Do you accept any responsibility that if you'd have stepped in and investigated fully, that Sarah Everard might still be here? Lady
Eilish sets out in the report a number of red flags and missed opportunities, and an important chapter in Wayne Couzens' offending occurred in Kent. We did miss that opportunity, and I do take responsibility and accept that. Now, we will never know how that may have made a difference, but there is no doubt that those unanswered questions in the mind of Sarah's loved ones will live with them every day, and that is a matter of very deep personal regret.
As this inquiry highlights lessons to be learned by Kent Police, the force told me one member of staff is currently being investigated following background checks on the national database.
Josie Hannett reporting. Eastbourne Borough Council has won its bid for £6 million of exceptional funding support from the government to tackle the town's housing crisis. Soaring demand and costs for temporary and emergency accommodation has cost the council £5 million this year. The money from the Department for Levelling Up Communities and Housing is a loan to help the council's finances while it tries to get the crisis under control. Residents and care providers are being asked for their views on proposals to permanently close a Kent care home. Blackburn Lodge in Sheerness has been shut since November after a safety inspection found iron in the building's water supply. Kent County Council says it would cost £4 million to bring the home up to current standards, with work estimated to take 13 months. The online consultation will run until the 7th of May. More host families are still needed for Ukrainians in East Sussex 2 years on from the start of the conflict. More than 800 families in East Sussex have welcomed more than 1,800 Ukrainians who've been forced to leave their homes. The County Council says there are still many more people who need help and support after relocating to the county. A piece of aviation history has been secured by a South East museum at auction. Kent's Battle of Britain Museum paid more than £3,500 for a fragment of the wreckage of British aviator Amy Johnson's plane that crashed in the Thames estuary off Herne Bay in 1941. Neither her body nor the rest of her plane was ever found. She was the first woman to fly solo from London to Australia.
This tiny piece of the wreckage of her plane is so significant, not only because, as far as we're aware, it's the only piece in existence, but also in terms of where the piece comes from and the provenance that comes with it, it opens up potentially a whole new line of inquiry as to what actually happened to the wreckage of Amy Johnson's plane.
Time now for the weather forecast. Here's John Hammond.
Hi there, well, we're hurtling into the beginning of March, but it's not going to feel much like spring first thing in the morning. Very unfriendly start to the day, some very gusty winds, particularly down towards the coast, and some more wet weather looming large. That'll sweep its way eastwards first thing in the morning. Won't last forever though, things will brighten up as we head towards lunchtime. We'll settle into an afternoon of sunshine and blustery showers, some of which will be pretty heavy, still gusty winds and chillier than today as well, especially when those showers come along. As we head into the weekend, expect further quite heavy and possibly prolonged showers, but hail, possibly a bit of sleet mixed in as well. Some sunshine, but chilly, some cold nights to come, and only very gradually will it start to warm up during the course of next week.
That's it from me and the rest of the late team. We're back tomorrow. Bye-bye.